this Sunday, the Jets took on the Broncos in Denver, and Breece Hall is confirmed out with the ACL tear and a meniscus tear as well. Will miss the remainder of the season. It's sad to see that because we already lost Javonte Williams, another young back for the Broncos, to almost the same injury. So the Jets are not looking good. And I just found out before I went live that AVC, I think his name is, or whatever his name is, Elijah Vera Tucker is out with a bicep injury for the remainder of the season for the Jets. So Jets ain't looking good. On top of that Zach Wilson ain't playing well. Like he's not efficient. You know, I trust him.
I fucking hit the Adren, bro. Oh my god. Ah! Oh my god. Dude, I freaked out. I panicked.
Toes from the entity _subscribed. Pros baby.
Yo, thank you for the 13 months, Toes. The way that came up, I love it. Thank you for the 13 months, Gamer. I hope you're feeling good, and welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed the new animated emotes, Gamer. As I was saying, so Elijah Vera Tucker is out for the rest of the year with a bicep. Zach Wilson has not been totally efficient, under 100 yards, or over 100 yards passing, not being efficient. Corey Davis is bad an injury. So this Elijah Moore situation, if whoever's not following football or the sports world, Elijah Moore is a young, talented wide receiver that's out of Ole Miss that was drafted last year in the second round of the NFL draft. First round talent, but was drafted in the second round. The reason why he dropped is I'm hearing some reports because his attitude on and off the field, which is showing right now that he requested a trade only in the second season. Only played 17 games on the year. In his career on the year. 17 games in his career, and he's acting like he's Calvin Johnson because he's not getting the ball. I understand the frustration and where Elijah's coming from because of he's not getting the football. So again, you got to eat in this league. The way that, for you guys don't know, the way NFL works is you got to produce for your second contract. You get 4 years or 5 years, depending on if you were drafted in the first round or drafted in the later rounds. If you drafted in the first round, you get a 5th-year option, where if you was drafted in round 2 and higher, you only get 4 years rookie deal. So I guess he feels like I get this frustration. They wasn't using him, to the full extent of his talent. I did trade for him back in my fantasy league in the offseason. I sent away Cooper Kupp, Josh Jacobs, and I didn't expect Josh Jacobs to come on like he was. A 3rd round pick, and I got back J.K. Dobbins, Elijah Moore, 2 first, and a 2nd round pick coming my way. The 1st round pick in 2022 turned out to be Chris Olave, which I love myself some Chris Olave. I talk about him too. I love his talent. Got Chris Olave, and then the 2nd round pick I got Tyler Nagier, which I wish I would have went with Rondale Robinson, but I like Tyler Nagier out of Atlanta. And then I have a 2023 first for next year that's part of the deal. So I got J.K., Elijah, a 1st in 2022, a 1st in 2023, and a 2nd in 2022. So again, just gotta see who that 1st round pick is going to be for that I'm gonna select in next year's draft for finish out that deal. But with that being said, I still so what I found out before I went live, Elijah is reinstated. He will be with his teammates this Sunday. Technically, I'm with all the injuries going on, like I said, I'm not a Jets fan. You guys can tell I'm not a Jets fan. But again, since I have Elijah Moore, I gotta start him. I gotta start. My team is 2-5 in fantasy football right now in my home league. I'm 2-5. I'm about to drop to 2-5 after this week. A hard loss. My team is not. I got young pieces. I'll show you guys in a minute what my team looks like. I have young pieces with Justin Herbert leading the way, but it's like I'm technically in the rebuilds with that. So again, the injuries. Bryce. Just recap. Bryce Hall will miss the remainder of the year. Elijah Vera Tucker will miss the rest of the year for the Jets. Also, DK Metcalf has a oh my gosh, what is that? Let me see. I gotta see what. I definitely forget what his injury is. Let me get it right quick. I forget what his injury is. Because I know that he got pectoral tendon injury. That's inside your knee, guys. If I don't know what your pectoral is, if I know I'm gonna pronounce it wrong, but it's where your knee is, and you have the ACL in the middle of that. It's right there. So if you ever tear your ACL from doing sports activities or just in general, if you ever tore your ACL, the surgically will go in and they'll grab part of that pectoral tendon and make it as your part of that to make it as your new ACL. When they have to restructure your knee like that, but he injured that. He did not tear his ACL. Good news for Seattle. Good news for him. Good news for anybody that has him on your fantasy team. That DK Metcalf is not going to miss the remainder of the year. I wonder if this is like maybe a 2 to 5 week injury. I don't know. That's all I know. That so currently there's no timeline. So there's no timeline, but he wants to return as soon as possible. Metcalf for likely miss some time, but no time frame is for certain right now through Carroll. So we'll definitely see how that goes. So with that, so that's all the injuries I want to cover. Those 3 like major injuries. I did win the championship last year. I do want to discuss some trades in the NFL. Like I'm gonna discuss some trades speculation I think is gonna happen. I'm also gonna talk about trades that I made in my own league that may backfire on me. So what I did was last season I traded away Nick Chubb and I got Travis Etienne, Zach Moss, and a 2 and a 3. And gave up Nick Chubb. So far, Etienne looks like he's coming on like I said he was. People was trying to bury him. You got anybody don't know, James Robinson tore his Achilles tendon last year. Last year, so people want to write off Travis Etienne, where Travis Etienne has the first round draft capital. He has the BMI, which means weight, so he's big enough to be able to take hits in the NFL. And look, like I said, after he only had 46 of the snaps last week, comes out with this week with a whopping 80% in his offense. He did fumble the ball. I saw the game live. I wasn't happy with that, but he did have 5 targets, which you do want to see if you want in fantasy, if you want that as well. And then he had 14 carries, 114 yards, and 1 touchdown. So he had 119 yards total. He took up the backfield like I knew he was going to. So he's a good building block for me, and he is my future for my team. A longtime Patriots fan. This season's very weird. It's very weird, Dale Nitro. You got we got to talk about this. Bailey Zappi, Mac Jones. Who would have thought? I'm gonna go ahead and come back here, so we can talk about that. Who would have thought that Billy Zappi might be getting the starting nod over Mac Jones? I still think Mac Jones is the starter. I like Mac Jones. I think Mac Jones is I liked him last year. He struggled a little bit this year. Does have that high ankle sprain, but it's weird. Zappi's doing his job though, Nitro. He's doing his job. I gotta give props to Zappi. He's doing his job. And he's make sure that he's keeping the Patriots in playoff contentions. Now, Bill Belichick. We all know Bill Belichick is the GOAT. He's definitely going down the Hall of Fame as one of I would say one of the best head coaches of all time with all those rings. What does he do here? I think I will go back to Jones personally. But do you still ride the hot hand? Is Zappi really that guy for you? Do you try to trade Mac Jones for like a pick? And a player like a first round pick and a player what do you do? Yeah, Zappi has been doing a really good job. Jones is supposed to be playing today. That's awesome. That's good to hear that Jones is back. But what do you think about that, Nitro? Do you think that they should trade Jones and get a first round pick and a player, and say, yo, Billy Zappi, you're our guy. You're the guy we want to build around. Like I guarantee they could probably get a first round pick, a second round pick for a first round and a second for Matt Jones for a team that needs a quarterback. That's desperately needed a quarterback. That would be kind of cool if they did that, but I think Mac Jones should take over that starter point. But that's awesome that he's coming back tonight. And I can't wait for that game tonight because I do got David Montgomery playing in my other league. But I am a contender in the other league. This league I'm not so much. I think Zappi has more potential, but it's very close. I agree with that. I think people sleeping on Zappi because he was from Western Kentucky, I think it was, right? You can correct me if I'm wrong. I think it's West. Let me go check real quick. Let me go. I can check where he's from. Yeah, Bailey's from Western Kentucky. I just want to confirm that he's from Western Kentucky. He was a sleeper for me in this past year's draft. The reason why I didn't draft him in my other league here, because this is the home league, it's one quarterback. It's not super flex. So I got Herbert last year in the 4th round. He's the guy that I'm building around. He's my quarterback in the future. Then I took Zach Wilson in the 11th round, pick 7. I love Zach Wilson. I think Bailey Zappi. I don't know. I think Zach Wilson is a bit better than Zappi's. To be fair, if you compare him Wilson and Zappi, but I'm curious to see how these both will work out. But Wilson is my backup quarterback. So the move that I'm going for my long-term thing right now is to tank. I think I'm going to tank for the rest of the year. I'm about to go 2-5. I'm about to go 2-6 next week because I'm going against a 7-0 team that's undefeated next week. So I just don't see me winning. So I might just, and plus I have Justin Herbert going on the bye. That doesn't help my chances. So I think I'm just going to bench Herbert for the rest of the season. Start Wilson unless Wilson gets injured, and just because I still got my 1st round pick this year, and just go get my guy I'm not going to tell you the guy that I want in my rookie draft just because I might have some viewers in here that's from my actual league right now that's in this league, so I'm not going to give away who I'm going after in my rookie drafts. But yeah, I know I did touch about a little bit with Elijah Moore's situation. I do want to touch a little bit more with him. I don't think I did talk about it. I did. So let me start over. So on social media this past week, he posted on Twitter, because this one person, Sanini, I think his name is Sanini, was put out, I guess, bait. It was like not this past week, but last week he had 0 targets in the win against Green Bay. And he tweeted something, and then seemed like he was selfish, and then him and Robert Saleh and I think Matt or Mike, his offense coordinator got into it, and they sent him home from practice last week, and he declared his head. So he pretty much blew up and was just acting out, and then he come back and said, I want a trade request, like I said, 2nd year in the league, and then they just pretty much said, hey, just clear your head. Salah said it wasn't a punishment. I think it was a punishment that he didn't play this Sunday. He said you can look at it the way you want, the way it is, but he just wanted to clear his head. He's back with the team today. I got reports he's back with the team. He will be playing with them this Sunday unless something changes. Corey Davis is injured. Like I said, Breece Hall is out, and they're going to need him to step up. So hopefully he steps up. But yeah. I think Bally could be the starter, and they could get like a good value for Jones if they trade him. I agree with that 100%. Oh shit! You just heard Cooper Rush got traded? No. So right now that I can say, I cannot confirm that. The Nitro, I'll keep you posted. Hopefully we'll know before the end of the live stream. Hopefully we'll know for sure if Cooper Rush got traded. But yeah, I'll have my phone like this so I can see if anything if that happens. All right, let's okay. All right. Definitely, I'll definitely keep you posted on that one. But yeah, thank you for letting me know about that, Nitro. I appreciate that. I'm not saying I'm not saying that source is not right. It probably hasn't got to Ian Rappaport or Tom Paracero yet. So I just want to make sure it gets to them first, because they're the NFL insiders that I listen to, that I trust. I'm not saying that this person ain't trustworthy or whatever, but that's my sources that I use, because they're always are right with that. So all right, so as I was saying with the Elijah Moore situation, he's back, so hopefully he resends his trade offer. We'll see how this Sunday plays out. I'll be looking tightly with Elijah Moore. Hopefully I love Elijah Moore's talent. I think Elijah Moore could be something. I think he's one of those talented guys that people are sleeping on. So if you don't have Elijah Moore right now, I'm not sure if you play Dynasty Football Nitro. If you do, I highly recommend this. Anybody that's listening from here on Twitch or here on YouTube, if you guys play fantasy football in Dynasty, go see if you can go buy the dip on Elijah Moore. Personally, see if you can offer a 3rd round pick for Elijah Moore straight up. see if you can maybe seeing if Gus Edwards went off this week. See if you can sell high on Gus Edwards and see if you can trade Gus Edwards to that person that's Elijah Moore and then some. So that those are the two deals I would do. Trade Gus Edwards in fantasy to the one that has Elijah Moore, maybe get a second round or third round pick back, and then some for Elijah. Pretty much, if the person that you're playing that's in your league, know your league market, know if you can get something underneath their nose right there. It's pretty much sell high on Gus, because Gus will be taking over the backfield. He did have 36% snap share. He did come off an injury, an ACL tear last year after 14 months. J.K. Dobbins will be out for 4 to 6 weeks because he had not only he tore his ACL last year, he tore his hamstring, he tore his meniscus, all in his knee. So, and then he tweaked it again, so they're going to go and scope surgery here. It would miss 4 to 6 weeks, so Gus Edwards and Drake didn't do nothing hardly, and then Davis didn't do nothing on Sunday. Gus got the full workload. This offense is sputtering passing wise, but like I said, if you can get Elijah, if you can get Elijah Moore and trade Gus Edwards and get Elijah Moore, plus I would do that definitely if you have him. Also, who else you can go here? Who else you can trade for Elijah Moore? I'm gonna give you guys at least 3 options that you can trade Elijah Moore to go get Elijah Moore. You can even see if somebody needs a running back. I said I'm going to use 2 examples of Gus Edwards and Tyler Nagier. If nobody wants to bite on Gus because he's 27 and they want somebody younger, and you have Tyler Nagier on your team, take Tyler Nagier and go ahead and see if you can go trade for Elijah Moore and then some. See if you can use, because he did have a touchdown this week. He did have 11 fantasy points. Pretty much, you can probably, if they say, well, the Falcons are bad, but you say, well, they run the ball because they do, because Kyle Pitts ain't doing nothing. Kyle Pitts and Jake London ain't doing shit because of the passing offense is dog. Like, you got Marcus Mariota, that's the pie is starving. So if you guys don't know, in fantasy football and NFL and football in general, you have a thing called a target share, where each team has how much they have the target share, which is for wide out receivers, or tight ends. How much more that target share goes, much more that they have in that offense, to where they could get opportunities. Target share and targets leads to opportunities for your fantasy team. So the fact is, you could probably say to the player, hey, he had 11 points. The Falcons ain't that good with Marcus Mariota. They're going to want to run the ball more. So, and you still got Cordero Patterson still out. So you can probably get away with that. And then go get that. And then if they say, hey, I'm not giving up a second or third round pick for Tyler Nagier, that's fine. See if you can do 1-for-1 Tyler Nagier for Elijah Moore. As I was saying this, I did have Elijah Moore, then I traded. So I did trade Elijah Moore away during the offseason. So this is the transaction history. I traded Elijah Moore and DJ Moore for CeeDee Lamb and Rashad Bateman. Loves CeeDee Lamb. He's going to get better. He had a little down week this week because of Dak Prescott came back from his thumb injury. So I expect him to be a little rusty for Dak. DJ Moore finally goes off after he struggled, and we had that quarterback situation going on right now with PJ Walker. So it's kind of nice to see that from him. Then I turned around and I traded Rashad Bateman because I never wanted to trade Elijah in the first place after I got him in this deal right here during the off. This was January 4th, after the season. So I was like, and then in February I was hit with this deal, and I was like I kind of offered this, and I was like, do I want to take it? And then I took it, so I got CeeDee Lamb, and then I look at it, I'm like, Bateman, I just think Elijah Moore is going to show the NFL and fantasy football. I think he's going to break fantasy one day. I think he's more talented than Rashad Bateman. That's just my opinion. I just don't think Rashad Bateman is what people think he's going to be. I think he's more of a deep threat, where he's going to be a boom or bust guy, where he can take a 75-yarder for a touchdown, or deep down the field. He has the speed, he has the size, or stuff like that. But with the offense of this for the Raiders right now being anemic, and they can't get it downfield. Or this past Sunday, Lamar Jackson just struggled. So again, I'm not shitting on Bateman. I think Bateman's gonna be nice. I just think Elijah Moore's better. So what I did was I flipped Rashad Bateman to my buddy here that you guys can see. For Elijah Moore in the second round pick that's projected to be late. It doesn't matter. I need to build up my running back core in this league. So I don't care if it's slate. I don't care if it's a 208, 202, 210. This is a 10-man league. I still have a good player sitting there looking at me in the second round because of the running back core draft that's coming to the NFL in the next draft in 2023. So it'll be a lot bigger than this year. And then you got the wideouts that's kind of dipping off this year. It's kind of like you got Keyshawn Butte, you got Jordan Addison, but Jordan Addison suffered a major leg injury, I think a couple weeks ago, so I don't know how that's gonna be up for him. You got Quentin Johnston out of TCU. I like him a lot. I like him a lot, and I still want to add wide receiver to my. I still want to add a wide receiver. I got 2 first-round picks. Obviously, I would take a back and receiver, and then I'll fill out the rest of my backcourt with the 2 second-round picks, and then I have 2 third-round picks as well this year. But this is what I did. So I got Elijah Moore back. So Nitro or anybody's listening, if you guys play fantasy football and you're in your league and you know your league market, see if you can take this opportunity to buy low on Elijah, even though he's back. The fact is, the leverage that you have, if you want to go buy Elijah, this goes for you too as well. YouTube, if anybody's listening that plays on YouTube as well, that is the fact you can use as leverage to say, hey, Elijah is disgruntled. He doesn't want to be here. He wants to be traded. Maybe he's going to quit on some of his routes. If he gets pissed off in the game, you can use that as a thing. Maybe the owner that has him this whole year is probably just fed up with him. That's why you could probably see if you can trade Gus Edwards for Elijah and like a second round pick like I did here in 2023, or Tyler Nazier, Elijah Moore, second round pick going back to you for Tyler Nazier. You could try to do that. Those are the 2 things I would try to see. Know your league market. Know if that player that has Elijah Moore needs back depth or whatever, and they're just fed up with Elijah. Also to trade. I do want to talk about trade speculation. So ones that don't know, right now the trade deadline is coming up on November 1st. This is October 24th, so like a week and a half away, give or take 2 weeks. So the news is Brandon Cooks of the Houston Texans is being talked about, circling around, being traded. Jerry Jeudy out of Denver is being talked about being traded. Chase Claypool out of Pittsburgh has been talked about being traded. So I'm curious to see if see how that plays out. Also, I do want to announce another injury. There's a ruptured posterior tendon for J.C. Jackson, who's out for the season. Terrible injury. So that comes from Ian Rappaport, that the Chargers got hit with another blow. With J.C. Jackson will be missing the remainder of the year. He's been struggling this year, but that's just, everybody's getting injured. It's just so sad to hear all about all these injuries, but I do want to update you guys on that. J.C. Jackson will not be playing for the remainder of the year. Justin Herbert, this is a good time to go. This is time to go rebuild. It's honestly for my fantasy team. I know JC's on the defense, but it's like it's a team sport. If the defense can't get off the field or whatever, and they're playing from behind, I'm not saying that Justin Herbert can't, pass. His passing would be up there, but I really was looking for big things out of the Chargers this year. All the injuries will catch up with them. But yeah, let me go back to the trade speculation. So Crooks, you got the Bears that's speculating that could go for him. I doubt that Ryan Poles, the new general manager of the Bears, would trade any of his draft capital to go get Cooks, but you never know. You also have Jerry Jeudy. I could see maybe Poles going and go get Jerry Jeudy because he's younger. I wouldn't pay a third round pick. Maybe I'll do a third round pick. No. YouTube, Twitch. I think I'll do a third round pick if I'm Ryan Poles of the Bears and you need to get Justin Fields a wideout. I think I'll give up a third if I can. A third maybe this year, or maybe see if I can maybe grab a 5th or a 6th next year, package those together, and see if I can send that to the Houston Texans and say, hey, to Nick Casario, I think his name is, the GM of the Houston Texans, to see if I can snatch Cooks. Cooks has been down this year. Well, that's the conclusion of this video there, YouTube. For the ones that came out to my stream, I really appreciate it today. If you guys want to see the rest of this, you can check down on the screen below. There'll be my Twitch. The VOD will be up for 2 weeks. If you guys want to check out what you missed, this is parts of the stream. And hope you guys enjoy this. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. We got more NFL news, more trade speculation, college football, prospects from college is coming for this new thing I'm putting on YouTube. So if you guys like this, remember to let me know if you enjoy this, you hate it. I want to know. Tell me about this trade speculation. Tell me your opinions about what's going to happen in this NFL and this year with inside the NFL. Anyways, guys, enjoy your morning, afternoon, or evening, and I'll catch you guys later.